This is Hannibal here with a daily wrestling news update for you. Very interesting news. NXT's rating actually went down. Well, they had the same actual rating as last week, but they only had 718,000 viewers this week. Last week they had 768,000. That's interesting because Cody Rhodes was on this week, who's supposed to be this big star, and the rating itself didn't move. It still did a zero point 0.2, and less people watched. Of course, they also had Jordan Grace on this week, and they've been using other TNA wrestlers like Ash by Elegance as well. But I mean, it's already wearing off. We've seen ratings drop. Raw rating was only 0.50 last night. SmackDown rating was also down. Ever since WrestleMania, of course, with The Rock not appearing anymore and Roman Reigns out of it. Cody's run with the ball is not, he's not holding steady running with the ball, let's just say. Of course, there's some type of collaboration with WWE, TNA, whether they're helping fund it. Uh, I would say probably seems like this is just an educated guess. It seems like they either own it or it's an ECW type deal where they're helping fund it. They're doing a crossover just like they did with ECW, and they'll eventually buy it. Who knows? But one interesting thing that came out today is, for one thing, Jordan Grace said publicly she would love to see an NXT versus TNA combined show, which of course she's probably not going to say that unless it's going to happen. And the other thing that came out was Scott D'Amore, who was fired back in February, I guess is still being paid until next February by Anthem despite being fired. So it's like a lot of people were cleaned out, but there's weird stuff. Maybe it was in his contract that they couldn't fire him, and if they did fire him, they'd still have to pay him. But maybe it's just like there's new people in control of it that didn't want like an actual TNA executive running things because maybe it's not. Who knows? Who knows? Obviously, people aren't finding it as interesting. The ratings went down this week. Eventually, that's going to wear off. It's not. It's not like Impact's popular. They rarely even do a 0.01 rating. Women of Wrestling actually beat it most weeks. However, the name TNA still means something because in the past they had guys like Hulk Hogan, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Ric Flair, Mick Foley, etc. Speaking of Ric Flair, I didn't even report it a few days ago that he had claimed that the three-headed monster of Eric Bischoff, Vince Russo, and Jim Herd were the real killers of WCW. He has now apologized for saying that. Who even cares, honestly, who killed WCW? It's gone. I liked WCW at various points better than WWE.